Hey everybody, this is Talking Deadersons. I'm Oz. Today, the creators of the show have blessed me with their presence once again. I got Kris Williamson here, writer and creator of the Deadersons, as well as creator and director, Mr. Wyatt, Elliott. How you doing, man?
Good.
How you guys doing?
Good. I've got a puppy.
You've got a puppy?
Yeah.
Baby Bones. You brought him with you.
Yeah. Molly,
she with you. Her with you.
She's got her own IMDb page now, thanks to Derek Cook.
She does.
She's cute as a button.
Yeah. I know.
How old is she?
She'll be 2 in April.
Oh, she's so cute. And she's really cool. I bet it's I've heard it's tough to work with animals doing stuff like this.
She just basically gets carried around and then pushed in the right direction. or if we need her to run somewhere, like I'll stand and then call her and she'll just be like, okay.
Yeah.
Here's a little directing secret. If I need her to look somewhere, I'll just have Kris
stand
in that position.
And she
just
goes towards Kris?
Yeah.
She'll just look wherever I am.
So even though we have Ravens holding her, in the scene, Kris is, and we need the dog to look at someone else, Kris will just stand behind that other person.
And she'll look right at them.
Awesome. We got a lot to talk about this week. This was a great episode. It's an episode that I enjoyed a lot. I love episodes where I love tension in shows that I watch. You know, I love Breaking Bad. I love Walking Dead. I love shows like that. The more tension, the better. And this is a tension-filled episode. Lots of things are coming to a head. There's interpersonal strife. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about where the show's going and what we can look forward to and to expect from the characters and the story development, right? In the next, you only got 4 episodes left before the season finale.
That's right.
The epic season finale.
I've told it's going to be a musical.
Yes, we're doing a musical episode for the finale, so we'll talk a lot more about that
as we go along.
But,
in the future.
But it's been said,
I'd
so
say
now
the
we have
month
to do
before.
it. So
Just real quick, just about that. What was your motivation to make the final episode a musical? Why a musical?
Well,
Why
the
not?
thing is,
That's a good point.
That,
Yeah.
But I love musicals personally, and then a lot of my favorite TV shows have done musical episodes. Like everyone who's a Buffy fan knows the Buffy musical, Once More with Feeling. That's the name of the episode.
Once More with Feeling?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Daria even did a musical episode, and I love me some Daria. So
I totally forget.
She's my hero.
I thought I was a fan of Daria. I really did, but I don't remember that episode.
There's a hurricane coming to town, and they all start singing about it and stuff.
I wish I'd seen it. All right, this is going to be a quick episode, so let's get to it real quick. I had a bunch of questions. I took notes. Don't look at my handwriting; it's horrible. All right, but let's start with the dynamic going on between Dave and Norm. All right, so Norman is trying to do something with the JCU. Dave didn't know what the hell was going on this whole season. He's like, when was it, like 3 episodes ago when you introduced that storyline, that plot line?
Yeah, with Dr. Creepers.
Yeah, and
I think she started in episode 3 even when she was first introduced.
Right.
Yeah. But we didn't know.
It was the Halloween episode where she approached Norman at the party and was like, "What if you didn't have to leave Bloody Hills?"
Yeah,
so
scandalous.
What do you think about? I feel like Dave's being intransigent and like he's being a little like a baby kind of.
Well, to
like,
be fair,
you work for me. You can't work with the JCU.
To be fair, and he does. They have a conversation in this new episode, and he does kind of bring up, well, it's my money, I put everything my family has on the line to start this business.
Right.
I need to be involved and know what's going on.
True, that's true.
And I think that's where he's coming from with his whole kind of temper tantrum that he has, where he does feel a little betrayed. Like, I invited you into my business to be my partner. And I'm the one who put my home, everything my family has to get this loan to start this business. And
then here he is working for he
doesn't know what's going on. All he sees is them with the JCU.
Which the JCU is working with Midnight, so he doesn't know how much he's in bed with him either.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Midnight is a Soviet Union.
You get to see more of him in the next episode too.
David Deaderson is like the States, and then Norm is trying to be like, like the UN. He's like, we're going to work together. We're going to work together. It's going to be great. What I thought was interesting is it gave me greater perspective as to the world as it was right after the event, is what I'm calling it in my head.
There is more coming out.
And his reasoning, even when he's explaining why he's trying to bring them aboard the JCU, he's explaining that they're kind of trying to bring the world back
Yeah, like they don't even have internet, or not internet, but they don't have cell phone access to one another.
It's limited. There are, the government does have access to the cell phone towers and that sort of thing. So like the JCU would have access to the cell phone towers.
Right.
So that's kind of.
So the JCU works in conjunction with the human government.
To be very progressive.
Yeah. What kind of government exists in this world?
I look at it as kind of a dual government. Like the humans kind of have their government still. Mm-hmm. The infected have theirs. And then they kind of work together when they have to. Yeah. That sort of thing. And I believe it's probably something that's still being tested out. That's something we can explore. Actually, I was telling him that next season, so teaser for next season, we're probably going to have a mayoral race where Ben Midnight will try and usurp Mayor Bones. And Ben can be kind of our Trump, and we can kind of mimic and talk about the politics not only in that world but a little bit in ours too, because the show does a lot of times touch on social issues, today. We do have a really big reveal in the next episode in March as well. I won't give it away, but I know you particularly will be interested in it because it reveals a lot about how they adjusted to the life after the zombie apocalypse that you've asked about, and I have. It is brought up. So yes.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm assuming.
We keep saying next episode, so watch the next one, guys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, watch this one that's out now, but come March 6th.
It's a good episode.
Here's a question, real quick. First off, there were some new characters this show, or or at least maybe I'm missing out on something. The maid.
The maid's new, yeah.
She was very funny. You gave her some great lines, Kris. Yes. She was super hilarious. I like her a lot.
Deanne Baker, she's amazing too. So she brought her to life.
The wonderful.
She's the one who had, if you see in the background, where she's cleaning the counter and she cleans the crumbs into her hand. And she kind of looks around and then goes onto the floor. That she came up with that. That was all her.
A little tidbit.
Functioning alcoholic.
And a little tidbit. She's the one who wrote the theme song.
Oh, she is?
Yes, Deanna is our theme song.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Dual function. Good for you, Deanna.
Yeah, she's multi-talented. She wants to come on the show sometime in the future.
I'd love to have her.
To talk to you.
She seems very interesting. Like I could tell just in a little scene.
She's funny.
You had a cameo from someone from your FML from your retail days.
Oh, yeah, Kelly was on it. Yeah.
Kelly.
You caught that.
That was great. Yeah. I was like, oh, Kelly.
Yeah. She was able to squeeze in a line or two in the episode.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in a little bit because I want to talk more about the Ash story. I want to go into depth about that. I also thought the scene with the kids in the diner drinking coffee, like talking about women problems. Was it tea?
Yeah, well, whatever. Soda.
Whenever you have these kids behaving like adults, doing this adult stuff, they're sitting there just drinking. Yeah, women.
I know.
Hashing out their problems.
Sawyer, the littlest one, he plays Ernie. He's got that line where he's like, I know things, and he said
aggressively,
I
know things.
Well, he said it, and it was cute.
Really?
And I said, be more aggressive about it. Get into his face. You're defending yourself. I know things.
Yeah.
And then the very next take was that, and we ruined it actually because we were laughing so hard.
So, I mean, that part of the plot line is just showing that what these parents are doing, their interpersonal issues, Mr. Midnight. Papa Deaderson, I always call him Papa Dave, the character Dave. It's affecting the kids. It's ruining their stuff. Like they're worried they're not going to see each other again. They have to move to another town. It's horrible. Yeah, it's going to be bad for them. I feel so sad for these kids. They have to deal with this.
Yeah.
Well,
it's something that kids do have to deal with too. I mean, we all had a moment where a friend moved away or a best friend moved away, or and you kind of have to deal with those conflicting emotions that come up because of it.
Yeah, because whatever goes on with adults and their friends affects the kids, especially when they're all friends together and stuff. And so it makes it all a smaller community.
And they're gonna set up a what is it called? The He-Man Woman Haters Club?
No, that's Little Rascals. We're gonna have our own.
We don't want any copyright infringement.
That's gonna be very funny. I was also interested the whole thing with Donnie and his girl.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first saw the episode where she was freaking out, like, oh, we were just supposed to be, having fun, and you're falling in love with me. I don't like this. And I was like, there's got to be something more going on here. That was my first reaction was like, something's not right here. So the fact that like there's this, you added to the plot line where, did you know that before?
No,
Were you thinking about
I had
that?
no idea.
No?
When he was like, well, what's wrong with her? I was like,
Yeah.
I'll figure it out, I guess.
And
But-
when she wrote it, I remember she told me, okay, here's what happened. You want to know? You want no spoilers? I'm like, yeah.
So she's been Midnight's niece.
Yes.
And so she's breaking up with him because she needs Mr. Midnight's support. He's been supporting her ever since she broke it off with Mr. Hatchet.
Yep.
Yeah. It's tough being a young woman in this world.
It really is.
The lengths you have to go
Tell
to.
me about it.
That's great, and I love the fake breakup scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Donnie for that. That the character
Eric
pulled that
was
off.
all over that. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this: I give Eric a really hard time, but he was all over that scene, and obviously she's the one who wrote it. But Eric really nailed that, the whole going like this and stuff. And he really theatrically made that
he felt.
scene.
I think he felt the scene and saw what it needed to be, and
Yeah, he went for it.
Yeah.
It was great.
He did.
It was great. Moving on. So it turns out that Harriet Hatchet is just looking for great ways to spin Bob's money.
Oh yeah, what better way to piss him off than buy a whole block
Well, yeah, because
with her alimony checks?
That's great. I love her for it.
Well, I mean, because you kind of assume at this point they still have a joint checking account, you know. So
Well, it's not only that. It's I think by this time the divorce probably would have gone through, and she's getting alimony. And
What speaks?
She literally says there's no better way to spend
Yeah,
Bob's
she does.
money.
So in the zombie apocalypse aftermath, we still have divorce court and alimony.
everything's
Still trying to get that cell tower stuff worked out, but we
Well,
still.
well, the thing is Cliff even says at one point, if it's this episode or the next one, I don't know, I'm confused. But at one point, the girls are talking about, oh, well, we've got money for the bus and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, man, you guys get to use money? Because in Riverside,
they have to barter.
they're so cut off. He has them so cut off that they barter for things within the city.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's mentioned before, like when they were talking about going to Madame Gilda's, he's like, "Oh, I haven't bartered for anything ridiculous lately, so why not?" You know?
Yeah.
So it just
we drop little hints. It's whether or not people always pick them up.
Which is
I don't always pick it up, Chris. I'm a little
you should
dense.
watch more. You should watch them like 3 times.
Yeah.
I should.
That's the idea. Is it takes multiple viewings to capture everything.
Right.
Because it's said so matter of factly, like everybody just understands this. That in that world they do. But I think it's cool though the fact that the human world is just as non-progressive as the zombie world. In some ways, the zombie world is more progressive than the human world is, and you would think it'd be the other way around.
Well, it's a cool thing because essentially what you're seeing is this evolution that's happening. You got these two places that are cut off and they're finding their own ways to cope in this post-apocalyptic world. So they're figuring out different ways to rebuild their societies. It's cool. So the mayor is nuts.
Mayor Justice is a little crazy.
Mayor Justice is a little crazy. I don't know. He's got reasons.
Jeff
he's
has
worried
that
for his
crazy
daughter.
look
He's
about him,
worried.
though.
Yeah, he does that. He plays that well.
It's totally the mustache. It's all evils in his mustache.
It's all the facial hair.
But he's worried. He's worried about his daughter. He's worried. His wife he lost, and he's worried. He's worried about these damn zombies.
He's afraid.
He's letting his fear kind of drive his character at the moment.
He made a statement about he's gonna do something.
Yep.
Like to let them know that these people are dangerous.
Well, he was
wasn't
trying
clear.
to start a war, but the vote got turned down.
Right.
Or an invasion. That's what he was going to do.
Yeah.
They were talking about, a couple episodes ago, he was talking about invading Bloody Hills, and then it got shut down because the news reported on it.
Yep.
So he's got inner workings in his head that he's just trying to get past the people.
And what's unfortunate is that we saw in a different plot line during this episode that there may be some of that on the zombie side as well. People being afraid of some plots against them from the human side.
Yep.
Right.
Well, I feel like they have a little bit more reason to fear because there have been attacks on infected by the uninfected. Yeah. And they make a point of saying, well, the uninfected aren't bothering the infected anymore. It's the infected that are bothering us.
Right.
And so it's kind of flipped the script a little bit there.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, when they see a non-infected person in their town,
they freak out because they think they're coming to hurt us.
Right. Now, to the plot line that personally for me is the most compelling, I think you said you have friends who they enjoy this plot line. The Ash plot line.
Yes.
It pulls at my heartstrings. It really does. Like, this is the character that I feel like, oh my God, this kid.
That's another one where Jacob, he came in and he is that part. He's Ash. And so he can make you feel what Ash is feeling. It's crazy. Like there's a very awe moment in the next episode, and I'm watching him do it, and I'm just like, aww.
Yeah.
Like, and I wrote it. I knew it was coming, and I'm just.
We were all on set watching this, and I remember she turned to me and just gave me this look on his face, and I probably had the same look on my face, and we were like, wow, like that. It's a perfect closer for the episode, and it's
wow.
It's cool.
I'm looking forward to
the actors really like. It's funny because when you're putting the scene together, like sometimes you feel like, are we being too cheesy? Is this okay? Mm-hmm. But when you saw it all come together, it was not.
It was like magic.
Yeah.
So these kids, well, everyone's great, right? You lucked out on the talent.
Yeah. Yes, we got very talented cast.
So these kids decided to sneak out. They're walking around with some huge baklavas or something over their faces, so they can sneak into the dead zone because they're going to look for Ash's parents.
Right.
And I was
Bloody Hills,
they went to Coffin City.
Yeah.
I was so hoping that was going to be his parents.
It would be that easy.
I know. I was weary.
What do you think this is? Making a murderer? Is this going right there?
Yeah, I'm not from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Say Menominee.
There's the keys right there.
No, I was just I didn't want to see his disappointment. I was worried. I was like, oh, he's going to be so sad. I don't want to watch this happen. I don't want to see him.
And then you see him get into a fight with his best friend because he's all upset.
Yeah, but it makes sense though. Like he doesn't want to be comforted right now. He just wants to be angry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's not what Cliff is all about, just trying to make light of everything.
Right.
You know?
So what's it do? Is Cliff taken? I mean, we don't know. We don't see the aftermath of this scuffle.
Right.
Of this kerfuffle.
They just kind of run away.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem is we would have had them all running away, except that we filmed on 2 separate days with just the girls on one day and just the guys on another. And then he's just a magic editor. Because it's so rare that all 4 of them are available on the same day that most of the scenes where you see the 4 of them together throughout the series, they're separate. They're completely different days, completely different, It
is so rare that we get Jennifer and Jacob together anymore. And the very first time they were, then there was this last time they were. There may have been one other time, but most of the time they're not even on the set the same day. It's all magic.
From here on out, we're going to have to, but...
Is it going to be tough? Like, I mean,
it's just.
Is it just
the thing is they're very talented actors, and so they're very busy.
Gotcha.
They get hired a lot.
Almost all of our actors, like Jennifer, just recently appeared in Chicago PD.
Yeah,
she
got killed.
She did. She was in the opening of the episode. She was actually had lines and everything.
Yeah.
So she got murked.
She did.
She did. Yes.
Oh, well, that's where.
And it's funny because I watched it and I saw her dead on the ground and I felt bad. I was like, oh my god.
I felt like I'm so proud.
Can you tell me how she murked? How she got murked?
They don't show it in the show.
As I said, I didn't watch the rest of the episode.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I mean, I left it running so she still gets the view.
But that plot line, the character of Ash, to me, I find to be the most compelling. I find what he's going through, I think, speaks to a lot of people.
And again, I think it's easier because he's the human.
Well, it's not just because he's the human. It's because his plot line is the one that everybody else, what's happening is they are trying to get something that they want, but it's something they don't necessarily need. Like Papa Deaderson wants to show up Mr. Midnight, but he doesn't need to.
Yeah, with David Deaderson, the way that I look at it is he's already beat Ben Midnight as far as he's concerned because his business is still going. He put everything he had into this. He wants this to work for his family. He's a family man first and foremost, I believe. Right. And I don't think it's so much, I mean, in the beginning, definitely it was let me go after Ben, but also that was his livelihood since the infection. He doesn't know how to do anything else. So why wouldn't he open a business that's the exact same thing?
That's true.
It's not so much competition as, oh, well, I'm going to make mine. It's, I don't know what other kind of business to run. I can't work for you, so I'm going to open my own. And we'll see what happens.
Man, that makes sense. So what do you think the reason that the Ash story is so compelling to people is? I'm
not sure. Like, I know that my friend who's very into it, she kind of leans more towards those types of, mushy journey type stories, But
you're writing it and you're like, it's the mushy journey type story.
To me, I honestly am not the best person to ask or answer that because to me, Ash's story isn't the most compelling.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who's writing it.
Which one is?
But I'm more interested in what's going on in the other world.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
I can see that. I can see you being more interested in the politics side of it and everything. But I would say that, I guess my answer to it is I think that, one, he's the human character, I think, so people do relate to him. I think, two, everybody has parents. So it's not like there's kids or anything that they're trying to relate to. It's everybody has parents. So people can put themselves in that perspective of, I'm trying to find my parents,
Right.
And so I just want a mother, or people who,
sweetie,
have lost their parents, I can relate to it as well. And so I think also Jacob brings a very human and a soft touch to the character, that he's not a jerk. He's not anybody you dislike. You don't want anything bad to happen to him. He's idealistic. He's positive. He wants to see...
He wants a better world.
He wants a better world, and yet he's going through this because of this world, and he hasn't let it get him down. And I think that all just makes you root for him.
Yeah, he's a very optimistic character despite
Yeah.
the hardships.
I remember when we started this and the human character came in, I thought it was going to be just a romance between the zombie and the human, and that was where the drama was going to be. But it's gone into this whole different level of, and it's people.
There's a lot going on up
here.
You made a great move by developing that plot line. I think even if it's not your favorite, I think
I can recognize that it is a good plot line. I mean, it's just not what I normally write. It's not what I normally am drawn to watch.
Good at it. That's so weird.
She's really good at it. Yeah, the writing is amazing on the show, and I think that's what makes it so much more compelling than what it was. And I think you even said that you expected it to be every episode, as did I, a sitcom of what are they going to do?
That's what I thought was coming. It is.
And it's evolved into so much more than that I think that...
It's easier for us to market it as a sitcom, because what else... it's not a drama.
Right.
It's not.
And it has a laughter.
It has dramatic elements, though.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's just more like every episode is one of those after-school special episodes. This is a very special episode, that they used to do.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe every episode is just this is very special out of some wider sitcom.
But there's still funny moments in it and laughter and that kind of stuff. And so it's never going to get to the point where it's just melodrama.
Sure.
That's what Danny Graham's character is all about, is to bring lightness to that story. There's
a lot of characters that are meant to be there for foils, for comedic foil. Danny's character is one, the Cliff character. Another is Alex, who plays Donnie's best friend, Jared.
Tori, who plays Stacy.
Tori, who plays Stacy brilliantly. There are comedians. The others may have funny lines here and there. But they're the ones that I think the audience is always going to look to be the funny ones, to bring the laughter, to bring the lightness back into whatever darkness is taking place there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Hollywood, because you guys have some big news. I've seen the Facebook posts. I've had some conversations.
Millions of Facebook posts.
Tell me what's going on. What's happening here?
Well, our actress Amanda, she plays Jenny Justice. Hi, baby. Sorry, distracted by time. She got.
Molly's been running around everybody. She's licking everybody.
Everywhere. Amanda was nominated for a Young Artist Award at the 37th Annual Young Artist Awards in Hollywood.
Nice.
To give you guys a little background on this award ceremony, because I was not familiar with it, but a lot of people are. But it was actually started by one of the founders of the Golden Globes. And they wanted an award show that was going to be for kids from 5 to 21, because they get overlooked a lot of times with all the major actors and stuff. So they wanted one just for them, and they started this. This year's episode, I actually got a little inside tip that is going to be the first time it's ever going to be televised.
Really?
So it's going to be televised on PBS.
The week after.
The week after. So hopefully we'll all be able to record it and watch it. And it's going to be on. They're going to play it live on FM radio locally.
Not locally here.
Yeah, no, not locally here. Yeah, in California. But it's a legit show. Like, there's a lot. She's nominated up against shows that are produced by DreamWorks and Warner Brothers.
Nice.
Ours is like the only like little tiny, like he actually called the guy who runs it.
One of the guys.
I think I was here while he was talking to him. He's
like,
Wyatt's always about business. So like we were in the middle of getting ready to record a show a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "Hold on, I got to take this." Hi.
It's Hollywood calling.
It was. It literally was.
But yeah, he called him and he's like, so we're just
I felt so small in that moment, by the way.
He's like, we're just a little company from Rockford.
Oh, don't make his voice like that.
That's my Wyatt.
Please, sir.
Yeah,
please, sir.
thanks.
May I have some porridge, sir, please?
You don't know him like I do. It's very accurate.
Is that what he sounds like when he's not on the mic?
Yes, absolutely. This is his radio personality.
This is
his radio voice.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Once he gets off, it's like,
so good to hear from you. So you guys are going to Hollywood then? You're going to go to the ceremony?
Yep, we're going. We're going to sit there and cheer her on. And the even better part for us anyway is that this is an award show you can get nominated for national commercials you've done, for plays, for movies, for TV shows, web series, everything. They look at everything to nominate these kids for. And she has a little bit of everything on her reel. And she just sent in her whole reel. That's why we didn't even know she had submitted. And it was actually the Deadersons out of all her reel that they chose to nominate her for.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's not just her that's nominated as an actress. She's nominated for a performance in the Deadersons as Jenny Justice. So when they read that envelope up there, it's going to be for the Deadersons. Yeah.
How does it feel?
Well, if she wins. But either way, when they introduce the nominees, they're going to say, Jenny playing Jenny Justice of the Deadersons.
And she's also going to be a presenter, so they may say from the Deadersons.
Oh, wow. She's going to be a presenter too?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is very awesome.
How does it feel?
We called and asked about that, and they said that they like to use the kids that are nominated as the presenters and stuff.
How does it feel to see your work getting this kind of attention?
That blows my mind, actually, because I was telling him, we're in the middle of our first season. I didn't even think we could qualify for award shows.
Blew our minds.
Believe you me, we're gonna submit to the Webbies and anything else we can think of next year. Yeah,
I've already researched a bunch of them.
Because we missed the cutoff date for a couple of them because we didn't know we would be eligible. And
you guys have set up a GoFundMe, is that right?
Yeah, to help us offset the cost to go to Hollywood because it is very expensive. It is something.
And you're just a fly by the seat of your pants show,
right?
We really
Every
are,
episode is $100 to $200 to produce. And that comes out of our pocket or the advertising that we get in. So it's a very self-produced show.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, and it's $500 just to sit down at this place. Which we've already
made that on the GoFundMe. So we've already got our table paid for.
We're just trying to help some of the costs and the expenses of actually flying out there now and everything.
We're going. So we got to beg, borrow, and steal. We're going.
Yeah.
All right.
It honestly comes down to the fact that I don't even think it's an option. I think we have to be there to represent our show.
Absolutely.
So, what better way to network your show than an award ceremony where everybody from producers, Hollywood press, other networks, VODs are all going to be there.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking towards is, VOD distribution. So if, Netflix shows are going to be there, we want to talk to those Netflix executives,
Yeah, and just the fact that we're not just going to be there, but our show is nominated is going to get their attention.
Exactly.
Way more than just crashing a party or something and meeting somebody, It's like, this is the invitation that I've been waiting for. We've been waiting for all of our lives. We've both been dreaming of this.
Right.
Since we were kids. And I've always said, I won't just go to Hollywood and say, hey, I'm here. I won't go to Hollywood when I have an invitation. And this is our invitation.
All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck, man. All good things.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope it works out for the best. I hope you guys have a blast out there, and I can't wait to see what happens on the next show. There are things going on I can't talk to you people about. It's
he knows
secret.
Things. He knows things.
It's secret.
Find him and beat him up for it.
He knows
come get
much.
me. I'll die with these secrets. All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming. No Kris Williamson, Wyatt, Elliott, the Deadersons. Thank you, everybody, for
Molly.
listening. And Molly. Thank you guys so much for listening. Go support these guys on GoFundMe. All right.
GoFundMe.com/NotebookMovies.
You're going to put all that in the show notes? Yeah. Look at the bottom of the screen. Press the buttons. You'll see. And go watch the show. Go watch the Deadersons. All right. It's on YouTube. Notebook Entertainment.
It's getting deep.
Yeah, she's getting deep in your mouth over there.
She sure is. She sure is.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.